here. People read and write and take photographs, and there's a few musicians that have passed through here. I know people have done different projects. Mostly I just kind of like to rest when I have the option and look out the window and enjoy being in space. Over. And Jack, right now there are hundreds of experiments going on board the International Space Station, many of which we operate in the background. We don't have to interface with very much. Many we also have to interface with as far as changing out samples and maintaining the systems and putting them on. And the other part of that, though, is we're also part of the experiment. The human physiology aspects are measured, so it's continuous, and it crosses all the fields, whether it be biology, material science, and it's just basic research, and it's a national laboratory. Over. I have never had that question before in my life. I really think that's pretty amazing. I don't know where I'd like to go first, but now that you've asked that question, I'll have to think about it. I'm not sure how far I want to go, how much time we have, but I'm sure we'll get there someday. Over. And as I illustrated earlier, there's hundreds of experiments going on board, and specifically we've had some essentially fluid flow experiments that may have impact into medicine delivery, and there's a few others that we've got going on board right now that really deal with sort of the basics of how things work, and obviously our personal experience with our bodies and the experiments, what they learn from how our body behaves in space has already changed the way we understand our human physiology on Earth. Over. Actually, I'm starting to think this is probably the best because you all are asking so many great questions that I've never had before, and I greatly appreciate that. And I'm starting to think this is my favorite one so far. Over. And Trip, it helps a lot to be able to listen when people speak, regardless of what voice they're speaking in or what language they're speaking in, and having that been introduced to several different languages through the years. And since QSOs aren't required for logging, I don't. So keep track of what we want to on our own up here. And that's an interesting question, though. And I know that some people have in the past and kept a highly rigorous score as they came through here, but most of us just like to use it for what we're doing right now. Over. So we are right now using some Nikon cameras, D5s, and that's sort of the standard body we use. So many different lenses that we have. 400 millimeter lens is sort of the ideal one for taking as close-up pictures of the Earth. But I really appreciate the sort of 70 to 100 range, just to get that broader view many times. Because there's Google Earth nowadays, and you can get really close-up views. And sometimes just to get that perspective from the space station is what you want. Over. And thankfully there are no taxes up here with the property that we have on board. I'm not sure where they would fall. I guess it would fall under whoever owns us. And since we're owned by multiple countries, I'm not sure how they'd split that. Over. That's an odd question as well, so this is making this fun. I really say I'd like to treat each individual as an individual and really look for the good qualities in as many people as possible and try and do my job as best I can. Over. Well, it's been a pleasure to talk to you all, and I greatly appreciate it. And thank you all for some very great questions that I've never had before, and have a wonderful summer. Over.
Houston, the Eagle has landed. Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground.
Satellite, Oscar, Nancy, 7 Charlie, Lima, satellite. Excellent, many thanks. Bye-bye, ciao.